Reiger Park residents are up in arms after a series of gang-related violence claimed the lives of 3 young men. So what draws impressionable youngsters into gangs? We find out now from Mario Van Niekerk. He's a former gangster who's now trying to help young boys avoid his own mistakes. Mario, good morning. Thanks so much for coming on. What got you into it?
Well, morning, Imam. For me, it was all about belonging. I wanted to belong. I got into gangsterism at the age of 11 years old. I lost my father when I was quite young, so I was looking for guidance. And then I met some guys and they took me in. And mostly why kids join gangs is to give them guidance. You know, something we don't have, or something you don't have at home.
This pursuit of brotherhood, Mario, and a sense of belonging, I mean, these are positive things, yet they displayed in such violent and often deadly ways, when you join a gang. It seems almost opposite to what the intention is. It's almost like us against the world. But why does it manifest itself in such violence?
Well, if you look at it, rejects, track rejects, what they do, the gangsters need to protect themselves. So these kids need to protect themselves from the world, because everyone is saying all these negative things about the gangsters. But if only they can hear the stories where these kids come from. And it's a wall they put between, because whenever you come, Western Cape, Cape Town, Cape Flats, if you know that you're from Cape Flats, then people are scared of you. So that's why they put this wall between themselves and the world, because they're too scared of getting hurt every time, because every time people speak negative things over their lives. And this is why they react, because from an action, you're going to get a reaction. And it's how we approach the gangsters. If we approach them in a positive way, I believe they will react in a positive way. But if every time we approach them in a negative way, they will react in a negative way.
Yeah, Mario, there's no doubt for the possibility for rehabilitation for people who are in groups like gangs. Largely, though, they represent a band of dysfunctional members of society. How do you go from people who, like you say, perhaps have really bad upbringing, bad experiences, often brutalized, often abused, finding themselves in this gang or band of misfits, making the turn to, like you did, to becoming a viable member of society again? Tell us from your own experience how you made the transition from being so violent and possibly engaging in really heinous acts of crime to being a citizen who contributes and gives back to the community.
Well, for me personally, I found God. The other reason was I saw my own child. When my son was born, my first son, and I said to myself, I don't want to, my son mustn't go through what I went through. And it started with me, it started with my choice. And then after that, I saw all small little Marios walking around. And then if you look at how we in South Africa look at this gangsterism issue, we want to fight crime, and I say it's time that we need to redirect the cycle of crime. We want to change people, but we don't change the atmosphere of communities. So the more opportunities we can create for these boys and girls, because it's not only boys, we're talking about girls also. The more positive atmosphere we can create, I believe, then they will see the opportunity. They will take the opportunity. If they do not take the opportunity, that means they cannot blame anyone else besides themselves.
Mario, when you look at Reiger Park very quickly, when you look at Reiger Park, because we have to close, you think there's hope for the level of violence we've seen in Reiger Park, where people are being killed almost every other day? There's hope?
There is hope, ma'am. If there's hope for Western Cape, there's hope for them. I think all the programs need to do there in Reiger Park, all the community, they need to come together. They need to have programs, and real programs and active programs that can give those kids an opportunity to get out of this.
Mario, thank you so much for coming in this morning. We really appreciate your time. It was Mario Van Niekerk, the founder of Great Commission United, and as you heard there, a former gang member himself.